Hello guys, welcome to the next video on HTML tutorial for beginners using HTML5. In this video we will learn how to use div element, and we are also going to see how we can create a web page design with this div element in HTML. So let's get started. First of all, what is a div element? A div element is an element which you can use to contain other HTML elements. So let's create a div element and let's see how we can use it. So just add this div element, and inside this div element you can use other HTML elements, like for example I will use this h1 tag and I will say this is a tutorial, and in here you can add a paragraph also. So for example this is a paragraph, and here you can give the details about the tutorial. Now if you want to change the style of these two elements, which is h1 and paragraph, you can add this style to this div element. For example, I want to change the background color behind this h1 and paragraph tag, then I can add this style to it. So style is equal to background color, which is yellow, and save your page and refresh your web page, and it will give the yellow background to your header and the paragraph, right? So you can use div element to divide your section of your web page. Okay, so using this div element, let's create a web page. So for example, this is my tutorial web page. So first div element I created here is the tutorial. Now second div element I'm going to add here is the div element for creating my navigation bar, which contains some tutorial topics, for example C++, Java or C#. Now I will add a third div element here, which will be the details for the tutorial. So I have a div element. Inside this div element I have a h2 header and the paragraph tag here. Okay, and for the fourth div element I will just use this copyright message, which I want to use it as a footer. So I have four div elements here. First was the header div element, second is the navigation div element, third is the section, and fourth is the footer. I will use it as a footer, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the ID to every div element. So ID for this header, let's say it's header itself, and ID for this navigation is navigation, and ID for this section is, let's say it's section itself, and the ID for the footer div element is foot, for example. Okay, so I have given the IDs to each and every div element here. Now I will go to the head here and I will add here a style element. So style, and inside this style element, first of all I will add the style for this header. Okay, so for this header what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this hash header property of the style, so which will reference to this header ID. And in here I have given the properties for the background color. So background color of this header will be blue, then the color will be white, which is the foreground color, and then the text alignment will be on the center, so it will be somewhere in the center, it will be shown at the center. Okay, and the padding for this I have given 6 pixel. Now for the navigation, let's create a property for the navigation, something like this. So just add a hash and then navigation, and inside these curly braces just add these properties. So the first property I have added here is the line height. So this will be the height of the side bar, and then I have this background color, which will be the background color of this navigation bar. Now the height of this navigation bar is 500 px, which is vertical, and the width of this navigation bar is 100 px, and this is floating to the left. So this is important because we want to show our navigation bar to the left, something like this, right, this area. Okay, and I have given it the padding of 5 pixel here. Now let's add the style for our section ID. So for this area, let's add the style. So just add this style there, which is hash section, and inside the curly braces just add the width, which I have given is equal to 350 pixel, and this section is also floating to the left, and padding is equal to 10 pixel here. Okay, and for the footer, let's give the same width and height as our header. So just copy this thing from here and paste it just below here, and instead of giving the ID of the header, just give here the ID of footer, which is foot. Okay, now we need to add one more property here, which is called clear both, and what this does is it makes the element drop below your floating element. So our navigation and section is our floating element, so our footer will be below these floating elements, right? Save your code and refresh it, and now you can see a header here, and you have this section here, and you have this navigation bar, and you have this nice little footer. Okay, so in this way you can use div element, and you can design your web page using div elements and styles in HTML. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and bye for now.